I have not covered the debt ceiling nonsense for weeks because I told you guys exactly how it was going to end. You have all these climate groups. Like I saw Casey summarize all these climate groups that said Biden and them betrayed us again.
Oh my gosh, I'm shocked. Shocking. This is my shocked face. Do you see it? I'm shocked. Really? Really?
Some climate organization even tweeted out, it was like, this is a massive betrayal. More Democrats.
Massive betrayal.
Actually, it wasn't climate, it was a student. It was one of these groups. They were like, more Democrats voted for student loan debt starting up again than Republicans did. And that's the reality. You got a bunch of progressives that voted for the pro-debt party, the pro-war party. They cut social spending. They implemented austerity while increasing the military budget. Like this happens every year. Every time they do these
every time,
right?
Every time,
and every time it happens, there should be a massive dim exit. Like, how many times do we have to see this until you guys are like, oh, maybe next time they fight harder? And so this video gets into like this video is actually so disgusting. Let me share my screen here because this is Morning Joe, and I don't know if you guys have been paying attention. Every time they do this theater, like, oh my God, are we gonna not have our budget approved? Are we gonna be degraded? Are we gonna miss the debt? Every time they do this, they pass a deal, cut social spending, implement austerity. The police gets more funding, the military gets more funding. The same thing happens every time, and they never allow it to happen. Then every media outlet comes up and like, oh my God, it's the greatest thing ever. This is the greatest thing ever. And I want to show you guys how they just fucking with us. Like this segment is literally just Joe Scarborough, Mika Brzezinski in the Catholic side just fucking with us. I have no other way to describe this. Let's listen. I know you guys will have a lot to say on this.
McCarthy debt ceiling bill last night, ensuring the U.S. will not default on its debt. The final vote.
Oh no! Who would have guessed that would have happened?
Again, shocked.
I'm shocked.
Yeah,
we shocked. Listen.
3 days to 36 nays, with more Democrats voting for the deal than Republicans. The bill now heads to the president, and then it will be signed into law by President Biden. In response to the bill's passage, Biden thanked Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer and Minority Leader Mitch McConnell for their work and also noted, quote, no one gets everything they want in a negotiation, but make no mistake, this bipartisan agreement is a big win for our economy and the American people.
Now, first things first. First things first. The pageantry in the theater of this is unbelievably blood boiling to watch. Because look at what they say here. No one gets everything they want in a negotiation. Bullshit. You guys got everything you wanted.
Yeah, donors get everything they want. The military-industrial complex gets everything they want. In fact, cuts to the military weren't even on the table. It wasn't even in consideration. It never is.
There was an article, there was a story I saw on Twitter, I didn't save it, where they was saying how the defense industry was praising the New Deal. Wall Street was very happy about this New Deal. So I see multiple segments. I pulled the Morning Joe one because they do the most sophisticated establishment propaganda. Most people are jokes compared to them, in my opinion. But you see, this is the message that everyone is saying. I saw Hakeem Jeffries, he was on Chris Hayes, someone like that. And he was like, "Yeah, no one gets what they want in negotiation. It was a negotiation. No one gets everything they want. This is the part of the theater. The ruling class, and I cannot emphasize. I need everyone to understand this. The ruling class got everything that they wanted in this deal. Like, it was not class negotiation, meaning that the ruling class didn't get everything they want, and the working class didn't get everything they want. No, the ruling class got everything they want, and the working class got screwed. But look how they framing this." Oh yeah, we didn't get anything we won, but the working class and the American people win. Once again, they're not talking about us. They're talking about the war machine. They're talking about health insurance companies. They're talking about Wall Street, for example. Anything else you guys want to add? There's a lot more to say. I can keep it playing because it gets worse as we continue. Any last thoughts?
I'm curious to see how far you play because I have a clip from that same Morning Joe episode.
Oh yeah, you probably saw the same shit.
Yeah,
we saw the same bullshit.
I know you've seen the NATO part. I'm gonna play the NATO part when they show that. So no, but go ahead with the.
I might have seen that too. There's a Fox segment. I may get to either this stream or next stream. A crazy anti-China segment. That's another one we're gonna get to here soon as well. Let's continue the video. Once there's gonna be a lot to say on this, and the reason I'm showing this because once again I'm a Marxist. I want you guys to get class solidarity. I want you guys to realize it's a class war the same way I understand it as a class war. So when you listen to this segment, I want you guys to listen to it the same way I listen to it. I listen to this as a group of capitalists doing a victory dance over their victory in the class war over the workers. Now listen to this victory dance by these rich capitalists.
Thing is to measure just what a big blanking deal this was.
Those are Biden's words.
To borrow from Vice President Joe Biden after the Affordable Care Act passed, you just go back to a week ago and you look at all of the headlines talking about how we were in crisis. We weren't going to get this done.
Because that's your job, Joe. And they do this part too. Yeah, the job of the media is to convince people that this struggle is real.
Yeah.
This struggle is as fake as it gets in Washington.
Yes.
But let's continue.
But Nick, hold on.
Go ahead, CJ.
No, what I was gonna say, and I'll turn my camera off. My daughter's homesick, as so is I, so you'll see me coughing. But I saw the same part, and I kind of stopped it at this same part when he's saying that. Now, can you play that last maybe 4 or 5 seconds? In that last sentence, he says,
"Yeah, go back like 5 seconds."
Yes, like 5 seconds.
Actually, yeah, I'll go from here.
Talking about how we were in crisis. We weren't going to get this done. The Huffington Post, trouble ahead for the debt deal. BBC, debt ceiling crisis looms as talks end with no
Nick,
deal.
You it there. I think that's because what he's describing is the role of the media to pressure the American population into accepting this. So he's just pointing out, look at what we all did, guys. Good job, guys. Look at this. You said all of these things, and we've convinced people not to get into streets after slashing so many of their programs. And that's where it's like a pat on the back. It's like a good job done.
Yeah. Yeah, we explained it before. They will often do segments where they will celebrate the effectiveness of their own propaganda.
Yes.
Right? They'll repost where they were like, 2 out of 3 Democrats believe that January 6th is a giant deal. And they do that segment like, yes, motherfucker. Now remember the key part of that was 3 out of 4 Democrats because they're the only motherfuckers who believe that shit. Anyway, let's continue.
Just went on, and I think most people were predicting that this was going to be a massive crisis. The fact
most people did not predict that. What did I say 2 weeks ago? Our first segment on this, I told you guys how this was going to
end. A long time ago.
Literally, exactly verbatim, it happened exactly how I said it was going to happen 2 weeks ago. Not a genius. I just pay attention to shit that happens. I don't have a short memory like partisans in this country do.
Yeah.
Was able to do what Joe Biden was able to do once again, and that Kevin McCarthy basically stared down the extremists in his own caucus.
That's given
again,
back.
A really big deal. Columnist David Ignatius has a piece in the Washington Post titled, "Biden is delivering on his most far-fetched pledge, compromise." David writes in part this.
The president's congenital centrism is easy to criticize, especially in this era of hard, polarizing views. He's a conciliator, a deal maker who likes to say yes and has trouble saying no. He's also risk averse, and he avoids escalation when facing potential catastrophe, whether it's war with Russia or a budget default.
What the
memorable
fuck?
moment.
Come on, bro.
What the? Just wait. Can you go back? Did they really just say that? Did they really just say that? Really,
Come on,
David
bro.
Ignatius? What a turd. Really, he's risk averse. He was in charge in not in charge, but he was the vice president when we overthrew the government in Ukraine in 2014. So the whole Russia-Ukraine thing that started with Biden. He's not risk averse in that area, and now he's continuing to escalate that situation, pushing us to the point of nuclear annihilation. Yeah, he's risk averse. Shut up.
How's it? See, this is more evidence, and this is why liberals do more harm to causes than good, because they done a ton of harm to the climate justice movement because people know they're full of shit. So how is it, if you actually believe that the climate crisis is real, like Democrats claim they do. How is Biden's policies risk averse? Like,
right?
so you expand public drilling, expand the military industrial complex, expand fracking. Isn't that a risk towards climate change?
Mm-hmm.
If you guys really believe it, they clearly don't. But anyway, let's continue. We watch a few more of this, and CJ, I know you. We can bounce to your other segment if you haven't ready as well, CJ. But
I can pull up the video in a minute.
And the budget drama came when Representative Chip Roy, one of the most fanatical GOP diehards, sputtered that the deal was a turd sandwich. Well, the majority of Republicans decided to eat it. Biden's atavistic embrace of McCarthy, 2 white male Irish Catholics cutting a deal in private, is hardly the summit of American politics, but it was a good faith negotiation that solved a big problem. My whole soul is in this, bringing America together, Biden said at his inauguration. He meant it. And this week, he delivered.
Well, I mean,
now, do you guys see why I say we are the most propagandized country in the world?
That is
I'm gonna hear what Joe.
That is absolutely disgusting for them to describe austerity as people coming together.
Yeah,
that is disgusting.
As a victory. They are celebrating the working class being crushed.
Or that Joe Biden brings people together. Since when? We're more polarized now than ever. I mean, people hate each other for no reason whatsoever. I mean, they've just been told to hate each other. Joe Biden doesn't bring people together. It's such a ridiculous thing.
Joe Biden brings people together to crush the poor.
Yes.
So they united people to crush the poor, and that's why they love him. But I'm gonna hear what Joe Scarborough says, and we probably end on his last statement here.
Not only delivered this week, he's been delivering for quite some time, Willie. I mean, you look at and
no one believes you. Joe Biden is one of the most unpopular presidents of all time, and despite you guys telling yourself this, no one believes this.
I said this: make no mistake, Biden crushed the extremes once again and cleared out a space in the middle big enough to drive a truck through. He may have trouble riding a bike or walking across the stage.
There's that.
But the man knows how to get things done in D.C.
Oh my God.
than any president since Reagan. And
now look at what he's tweeting. They literally have that as their sub headline throughout the show. I'm gonna fast forward. Look, this is the sub headline. Look, Biden crushes political extremists. Political extremists. So this is them celebrating over the workers being crushed. Yeah. And the way they're framing it is unbelievable. So the people who fund the police more, the people who fund the military more, which no American wants, right? That's the center, rational position. Meanwhile, the extremists, the people that want to feed the homeless, make sure we have SNAP benefits, that we actually have adequate social spendings, they are the extremists, according to these people. According to Joe Scarborough, taking care of the people and not implementing austerity is the extremist position. You guys think he's better than Donald Trump?
Wait, are you saying you don't want to blow people up for profit? You don't want to do that?
You guys telling me that funding Nazis is not the modern
That's
position?
the reasonable take, is that we need to fund Nazis. That's the center, rational, reasonable take on this. Yes.
The Democratic Party lost their goddamn mind, as you guys see here.
The entire political class has lost their damn mind. The entire, whatever you want to call them, the ruling class, the predator class, whatever you want to call them, I don't care. They've all lost their damn minds.